Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here, and we are going to take a look at my November tarot journal, or the month of November in my tarot journal. Still my A5 Stalogy, half a year, serving me well. Plenty of room for December, I'm pleased to say, and then I haven't quite decided how I'm going to move into the new year, but a high chance it'll be another one of these, I think. Depends if I've got other journals that I need to use up. So I have gone for a muted theme again for November, kind of browns and seasonal colours for this time of year in this part of the world, whereas in September we had oranges and greens. I've gone with browns and oranges and flowers and sort of mushrooms and outside nature themes for this one, and using up basically what I had in my stash already. So for those who don't know, what I've been doing is, obviously, so we know where we are. We have a header page for the month, just some stickers, basically, stickers and washi tape stickers. And then I have my card and oracles for the year, which I pulled for the year ahead, which I do around my birthday. And that's from this calendar spread here. So I pulled 2 cards for each month of the year, and this was June to May next year. I have the decks listed out here that I planned to use for the month, because otherwise I tend to just grab anything, and I'm trying to work consistently with decks, so that's why I pre-planned decks for the month. And I have chosen, or I had pre-chosen, Tarot of a Moon Garden for my daily pulls, the Lightsaber Tarot to do my spreads, and Mildred's Secret Pocket Oracle for clarifiers or any other time that I wanted to pull a different oracle card. And just on the bottom there I added in the Witch's Oracle, the Samhain edition. I wasn't originally planning on reusing it, but I like it so much it made its way back in there. And then I have like my new moon intentions, my full moon intentions, and usually I'll put a quote or something down here, but this time I haven't. So my week ahead spreads, as you see, very simple again, still following my routine that I kind of am most comfortable with now. So this spread would have been done with the Lightsaber Tarot, and I've just laid out my cards, and it's very simple, you know, just a couple of stickers and some doodling, split my page up and then written. So I have my key on here that I've used for the cards, and I have actually gone ahead and written what card it was, and then just a couple of words about what I thought that card meant as it was predicting my day ahead. And then we have the oracle cards, which were from the Witch's Oracle, and we have 2 there. And again, my thoughts on that. Some of this is from the book, some of it's my thoughts. I forget to split and make a differentiation between which is me and which is the book. They kind of merge. It becomes a merging of my thoughts and the books, actually, when I'm doing that. And just to say that the blue on here is just extra things that happened that day that I put in afterwards, after the reading, basically. Thursday the 4th, we have today's outlook. So I pulled some cards, used my little sprocket thing, printer thingy, printed them out, decorated the page, as you can see, with lots of stickers and a spot of my writing. And then I think I had like a last minute thought here, basically finishing with breathe it out. So that was quite nice. It was one of those days where, you know, I wasn't feeling grounded in anything, and everything was all in the air, and it was all in my head and my thoughts, and it was just looking for some advice on how to deal with it, I suppose. Then I have my weekly reflections, which would have been done on the Friday. And I have noted up here in small writing from the 1st to the 5th of November weekly reflections. And I chose to do what went well, what didn't go so well. How can I change this moving forwards? See, I've missed the E off here. And again, keeping it simple. So here are my cards that I've drawn with my symbols, and then just written about the cards there and how they answer that question for me. Then we have the new moon in Scorpio, which is one of the Ethany spreads from ethany.com, and she's just released 2022's spreads for anyone that's interested and loves doing these with her. And I did take a picture of my spread, and I've actually used the Deviant moon here. That's probably why I've taken a picture, to remind me it was a different deck. And as you see, I've put my key down the side. So although there's a picture of my cards, I have actually written it there, put what I got from those. And then I have gone ahead and written my own thoughts, my own kind of reading take or advice from this spread here. Because as we know, the new moon in Scorpio can be a bit feisty. Then going through the month, here we have my weekly reading, and you can see I've taken the colour through. So we have the brown coming through again. Picked some vintagey stickers out of my collection for this. And again, you know, there we are. Here's my key symbols, although I've used colours in my key symbols, which is my original colour palette for symbols. Purple for the major arcanas, turquoise for swords, dark blue for cups, green for earth, and then red for pentacles, and then red for wands would normally be how I do that. So I've put those in there just to brighten the page up. And again, I've written what I got from the card, some of my own thoughts, and I did start, but I didn't carry on. I started adding in my daily pull. So every morning when I pull a card, I started to add my daily pulls onto the page to see if it made a difference. And I did that in my old journal as well, but didn't last long for this one. Now, somebody shared on Facebook the spellcasting spread by Emerald Lotus Flower. I thought it was quite a curious spread, so I've jotted it in here and pulled my cards and then just written down. So you can see my cards again, my symbols, some keywords that I put down for them, and then I've jotted down what I got from those is my answers. And I did that as my Wednesday check-in spread. Instead of doing a full Wednesday check-in, I used the spellcasting spread as my check-in spread, which was really quite cool. It was nice to do something a bit different, and it made the page look jolly, actually. So my weekly reflections, you can see we've kept the brown. So the brown is matching week ahead and weekly reflection. And I've just put here basically at the bottom of this that, you know, my outcome of the week is challenge and growth, because without a challenge we don't grow. So look for the blessings. That was right. It was Ginger Faye's Hidden Hollow of Divine Musings on Facebook. That was who shared the spellcasting spread by Emerald. And obviously this one as well, which is Magic in the Month Ahead. Again, an Emerald Lotus Flower divination spread. The questions for the spread, how the spread lays out, the cards that I got, kept it very simple. My keywords down the sides, so not a big write-up for this. And then I went ahead and pulled another bunch of cards here and dropped them on the bottom in pictorial fashion from the Mildred SPO. And oh, I did use a different deck for this. I used Santa Meurta Tarot. That's interesting. I forgot I'd been pulling random decks out, but I haven't made notes of them because they were only one-off. They weren't used frequently. So here we have from the Lightsaber Tarot, we did a Gaia Flora and Fauna spread. This is from the Awakened Soul Coven Inner Circle by Ethanice. This is her monthly coven, and this is one of the spreads she was doing with meditations for Gaia. So I quite liked that one at the time I did it. It felt very spring-like though, compared to the rest of my book. Back to the week ahead. So we have moving through. Here you go. There's my keys. A little bit of drawing here from the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. And the cards I got were two cards. I had Ancestors and Journey. So this was an image from the Ancestors card, and this pathway was in the Journey card. I just felt inspired to jot them down and write over the top. You have my weekly reflection there. That's my attempt at drawing a sunshine to make it bright and colourful. And I use my stickers down the sides instead of drawing symbols. I have actually ordered, they're doing a spiral flip book of these for I think £20, and I've ordered them. I don't know how long it takes to come in. I cannot remember. It was slow, I remember that much. So you might see more of these stickers just running through my journal rather than printouts or drawings next year. And we just, again, stickers. Then on Saturday, I decided Saturday was going to be my Oracle day, so I just pulled Oracles. There's a sticker there that says Stay Curious. I pulled the Sage and the Boy, and I've just written down, obviously we've got Purification, Protection, Healing and Wisdom. and the boy represents playfulness, childlike, curious nature, enthusiastic for life. And then I had a little bit of fun with my friends. We have the full moon in Taurus from the Tarot by the Moon by Ethne again at ethne.com. So there's my full moon in Taurus, got a few stickers over there, and I've just symboled again, drawn a symbol onto the moon to represent Taurus. And then on Sunday, I did Sunday magic, and I just pulled 3 oracle cards, 1, 2, 3. This one was from the Witches Oracle, and that's my interpretation of the card, basically drawing black and then writing onto it in white, and greeting the darkness, bringing about self inner truth. We have the stump from the Mildred's Secret Pocket Oracle and the diamond from the Pocket Oracle, and those are my cards there, and then just some stickers. I actually really like this page. I like the way it came out. But yeah, and then we have one of the last weeks in November. As you can see, we've got the mushrooms, so bringing in the end of the season. There's my cards. I've stuck them in this time rather than drawing them, written about them, and it happened to be my anniversary, my partner's anniversary, and I used the Sacred Destiny by Denise Lynn to look at how to honour this sacred day. And then I wanted to know what the energy is as we enter the next year for our relationship. So that was just 2 oracle cards for that, which were a bit different to what I would normally do. But I put that there specially for that. I have my, and oh, actually, just to say, these ones I didn't pull in advance. These ones I pulled on the actual day and put them in. So they didn't come to a lot later. I have my Word of Wisdom Wednesday. I didn't know what else to do for Wednesday. I didn't really want to check in, but I decided some words of wisdom were going to be useful to me. So some doodling, a bit of fun. Pulled potions and spells. I just put a pinch of this, a dash of that. Be sure before you call, you are sure. That's your word of warning. And then it's like some writing from the book and a little bit from me. Then I have my weekly reflection Friday, looking back at my week. I quite like this page as well, actually. So just sectioned out my 3 cards. I wanted to know what the difficulties were for that week, what my missed opportunities were, and moving forwards. And I also got a jumper card, which is usually represents my granddad when he comes out, King of Swords, which I'll just put on the side, reminding me to ask for help if I need it. And I've just put some colour on the page, and I actually coloured in the stickers on this one. I put the colours onto those because they're normally just sepia, plain. I did this for my anniversary because I found it in one of the deck's guidebooks, and it's called the Celtic Compass, and it was in the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So that's why I've actually put a picture of the deck here, wrote down my feelings and findings from the deck there, and then this is the questions from the deck and the layout of the cards and how they would be. So that's what's in the book. This is me. And that was quite nice to do, actually. Just for instance, let me just come back, sorry. So question 1 is about center, spirit, the energy. I changed the words up, so I put the energy of the relationship. And the card is in the center there. And the one that I got was mountain. So solid, everything is right. It's balanced, giving it strength. We have what we need to weather storms and rough patches, but we are balanced equally with as above and below. So that was just really nice to do on that day. This is the last page for the month, you'll be pleased to know. And again, there's my stickers. This transition, so this is November into December. So the red line shows, and the holly shows moving into December, and then these 2 for November. I just wasn't really thinking too much ahead at this point. I just dropped in my week ahead and then realised December starts here. But that's all good. So I've written in my colour, what I got from the cards, and that's a picture of the entire spread that I do for my week aheads, which you'll see if you go back to some of my previous early videos from November last year, showing you how I like to do a week ahead. And so I pull a card for every day of the week, and then however many oracles I feel drawn to pull, whether it's 1 from one deck, 2, or 1 from every deck. So I have 3 oracle decks out to work with. So you're actually getting a sneak peek here at what I'm working with for December. So there's a sneak peek of my deck setup for December. And then that is it. That is it for November. So I've just got Marjorie here trying to climb all over my table because she thinks she's a cat. But there's a sneak peek at what's coming. So we'll look at those next time. So that's that one set up. And then the one that people like to ask about, so the Date Book 2021, just a little book of the monthlies in it. So you can probably make one of these if you can't buy one. I did see there was something on Amazon. I can't remember what they called it, but there was something on Amazon which was very similar to this. I won't be buying another one of these, I've decided. I'm actually going to, as you can see, worked out how many I need. I'm going to look at how to transfer this into my tarot journal and have a page at the start with these in. So there's my entire month. These are my morning pulls, and I've listed down here the common cards. Should I want to look back at them and add them all up as I go through and see which cards were the most common for me throughout this entire year of 2021. So that's that. I have to say, I've really enjoyed working with this diary alongside. This is my media content diary that I call it. This is the Celtic Moon Diary from the FlickeringCauldron.com, and I've really enjoyed using this one as my media, social media, what's going on. And we're moving into December, so it's getting exciting, and I've got my next one ready to go. So I have for 2022, it's the Egyptian Moon Diary, and I believe in 2023 the Celtic Diary will be back, but for 2022 it's the Egyptian Moon Diary. So I'm quite looking forward to stepping into this one because I don't know a lot about Egypt, so it's going to be really fun to read up and get some of this information. And I have to say, there's also no surprises, but spoiler alert, there's a tarot deck called Mahat, M-A-A-T, by Julie. I can't remember how you pronounce her last name. Julie Cuccia-Watts, I think. But I'll try and link it down below. She has, she sells them from her website. So there's a deck that will probably link into this quite neatly and that I could use. But I'm very much looking forward to, dare I say, at the end of the year, so I can move on to these things. I'm getting quite excited. So let's take a look at the decks. Here they are. My daily pulls is this one. So this is the Tarot of a Moon Garden. Just very nice. So this, I've discovered, is an old deck, apparently. 1986 it was first published. I think I have that right. And it's just beautiful. It's got very ethereal, dreamlike quality to it. It's slightly pippish. It's nicely illustrated. And as a daily read, it's been really nice to use. I haven't found it obtrusive. And it's just been a very pleasant deck. It shuffles beautifully. This version, the cardstock, is gorgeous. This is by US Games. I have seen people talk about taking the borders off. I don't really mind the borders. I've also seen people talk about colouring the borders in black, so I'm not sure if the original version of this had black borders, but it's a lovely deck. I wouldn't destroy this deck. I'd have to get hold of a second version of this before I attempted to modify this one, just because it wasn't actually that easy to get hold of. So this has just been my daily pulls deck, so I haven't really done anything else with this one. Just, you know, pulling the cards. I do have a walkthrough of this one, so that's that deck. Then for my spreads has been the Lightsaber by Chris Ann Donnelly. Again, beautiful deck. It's quite good cardstock, so it's chunky monkey. and I don't think it needs much introduction for those of you familiar with this deck. It's a nice resonant deck. It's very easy to read intuitively. I mean, that is probably one of the most favourite tarot cards that I have seen. I just love, you know, like the carefreeness there, taking that leap of faith, learning, doing something new, and then, you know, got all the circles there in the background. It's just lovely. So this one I was using for my week aheads and my weekly reflections for what happened throughout the week. There's my favourite King of Swords. Wouldn't you just love to sit down and have a conversation with that person? I mean, truly fascinating. You know that person's got a lot of knowledge to share. So this has been my, as I say, my spread deck for the most part anyway. This has been my spread deck. It's just an amazing deck. The card that's always freaked me out with this deck is this Devil. I really had to do the, she does a suggestion in the book about path working the cards in here, so which ones trigger you. And it was just basically that unbashful fact that he is controlling you on purpose and so comfortable in his skin about what he's doing and how he's manipulating you. Like that, you know. Had to just work my way through that card, but the rest of them, really nice. So that's the Light Seers Tarot. Then I've been working with Millie, so Secret Pocket Oracle. That's my favourite card. So we have Wish, Poison, Pop It. This is the deluxe edition, so it's got the it's the full pack with the extra cards in, and it's the bigger version, as you can see, poker size, do you call that? And it does give quite interesting reads. It's an interesting one to pull to add to your reads if you want to clarify something, which is pretty much what I was doing with this. So after I pulled some cards and wasn't sure what was going on, I just chucked out as many or as little of these as I felt drawn to pull, and they usually added quite a intense flavour to the reading. So there's our Mildred, and then finally the Seasons of the Witch Samhain version. So I talked a lot about this in December. There's one of the cards that I drew on in my journal. It doesn't need a lot of introduction. I have chosen not to work with it up until the 21st of December, the solstice. I've decided to give the Yule deck a fair try, and I've moved that into my rotation for December. So this one, sadly, we're going away for a little while, but it's a spectacular deck. I don't just use this for Halloween. I've said that many times. I find the history and the roots in it suit me very well, suit my practice, and I find it quite insightful and illuminating. So that's that one. How do they go together? Good question. So if I just put this one down, move those out of the way. I think these ones obviously work really well together. There's no question. And, oh, sorry, you can hear Marjorie. She's having a play. And then this one, because it's kind of more fairy-like, so they're sort of in the same whimsy, but maybe not so much. I mean, this one has the colour and then it's tempered neatly with this one. If we do it that way round, a bit of sepia kind of tempers down anything, to be fair. So here we have the Three of Swords, we have the House, and we have Voices. So it could be, you know, just you could be looking at putting your thoughts in order, sorting out what's going on, you know, I don't know what to say, getting your ducks in a row, which could also be linking to your house, making sure that things are sorted. The 2 and 8, put that together, 10, your completion. We have Voices here, not allowing other people to, like with the tug, and the gut feeling. So pulling, not letting other people affect what you're thinking you need to do. So if you know what you need to do to sort something out, then go ahead and do that, is sort of what I would say. There we go. Well, they go perfectly together, don't they? The High Priestess, Saturn and Intuition, right there. That's just perfect. Oof. Every time, I told you, if you watched my cards that creep me out, here it is. She's not doing a very good job here either, is she, the Banshee? So we have the Page of Cups, Spider and Banshee. Oh, Six of Cups, Stick and Grief. So they do read quite well. Seven of Pentacles, Moon, Crystals and Herbs. Well, they go perfectly together. You do have a crescent moon up here, look, your Seven of Pentacles, crafting your skills, crafting your skills, or putting your craft together. Power of the Moon, Crystals and Herbs. I mean, very nicely done. So that's those ones. Just put them under there because we know what's coming. And then obviously when it came to the Light Seers Tarot, again, as a reading of a set, they didn't do too badly. So we have the Emperor, the Moon, Crystals and Herbs. There we have the Sun, Rope and Veil. Ace of Swords, Book, Altar. Perfect. So visually they may not quite sit perfectly together, although this set I would say probably does, because this deck is obviously far more colourful. But the fact that we have, you know, learning, intellect, again here we have a book, learning, intellect, altar, which can equally be linked to learning, intellect, ritual. With the Chariot, we have the Black Cat, but we have the woman on the broom there, kind of going in her direction. And there's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown. And then a shell, you know, they come from the water, deepest resonances. Two of Wands, Scourge and Witch. Could all link back to past history. But there we go. I think I've probably talked about those enough for you, because I can see we are getting on for time. And yeah, so let me know what you're using or what you used for November. Are you doing it like this? Do you select your decks, pre-select your decks and then stick to them? Or are you a kind of go with the flow and grab anything type of reader? But I would love to know. So do speak in comments and take care. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.